guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video in the series on yoga for managing pain. In today's video, we're going to focus our attention into Gluteus Maximus. So this is really quite an easy one to locate. You just take your hands around behind and you can just grab hold of that muscle there. So the attachment points for this muscle, you can see right here, is along the iliac crest, the edge of the sacrum and towards the coccyx. And it also distally attaches at the what is known as the gluteal tuberosity of the femur and into tensor fasciae lata, which is quite interesting because it's fascia, and also into the iliotibial band, which is a tendon. So it's quite interesting because usually muscle, as you know, attaches to tendon and then bone, right? So this is quite unique in that way. The pain pattern for this muscle, as you can see here, is pretty local. So you can see just around the edge of the sacrum there and a little bit into that outer edge of the hip. So you might experience that feeling of like deep pain into the bum. So when you're sitting for a long time, if you feel that kind of aching, that deep down aching into the bum, might be a good reason to address this muscle with a little bit of stretching and strengthening, which is what we're going to do here today. The reasons you might experience pain here is maybe from some kind of impact like a fall or some kind of accident that caused trauma to the area, or for some reason that you've been like in this forward position walking down a hill for a really long time. That might also aggravate this condition. So we're going to do a little bit of work into it to bring a little bit more optimal sort of movement and health into this muscle. Let's get into the practice. So let's begin by coming to lying down onto the back, making your way back and down. Just take a moment to organize the body. Relax the shoulders away from your ears. Soften the lower back so that you feel it quite flush onto the ground. Choose where you position your feet. You might prefer to have them a little bit further in front or closer in. Just for these first few moments, doesn't matter where they are exactly, just that you feel sort of like really nice and settled onto the earth. Then you might take your hands onto your belly. We'll just begin with a couple of deep grounding breaths, breathing in through the nose, filling up the lower belly space with your breath, and breathing out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose, and a long breath out through the mouth. One more just like this, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good, then gently begin to bring your right knee in towards you, hug it in towards the chest, and slide your left knee away. So just bringing that knee in a little bit closer in the direction of your right shoulder, just to open out through the hip there a little bit. Allow your left foot to be quite relaxed. And just take a couple of breaths here. And take your right knee over into your left hand only. Begin to direct the knee across and over in the direction of your left shoulder. You could extend your right arm out. It's not a twist, so you're just ever so slightly lifting the right hip away from the ground. Feeling a little stretch there. Gently bring that knee back through, and then out and over towards your right shoulder, opening it up. And we'll kind of alternate between those two. So bringing across and over in the direction more of your left shoulder, or across the body, wherever it feels more comfortable. And then back and over towards your right shoulder. Let's do one more of those over to the left. Across and over to the right, opening it out. Good, let that right leg slide away and bring your left knee in. Just take a moment bringing it in towards the chest, and you don't have to sort of force it in any way. Feel as though the front of the thigh is sort of naturally dropping towards the chest. And then bringing it over more in the direction of that left shoulder, right? Your knee might not be as close in as that, or it might be in even closer. Just see wherever you arrive. Just kind of noticing the movement of your hip is like there as well. how this feels on this side comparatively to the other. And then bringing it across and over towards the right shoulder. Again, it's not a twist, it's just a little lift up, and you're looking for that little stretch into the glute muscle. Then bring it back across and over to the right, exploring movement. Back and over to the right. And to the left. Let's do one more time to the right. And then back through to center. Gently slide your left leg away, let both legs be long. Just take a moment to feel them there. Settle the lower back down onto the ground once again. And then slide both feet up and in towards you. Bring them about tickling distance away from your fingertips. Begin to gently press the feet into the ground so you feel the weight lift off the lower back. So you can start to lift the hips up towards the sky. See if you can reach forward through your kneecaps as though you're trying to stretch them towards the wall in front, and reach the tailbone forward as well. Squeeze slightly in through your inner thighs. Feel your glutes switch on a little bit here. See if you can press your heels outwards towards the outer edge of the mat at the same time. Take another breath. And then slowly start to lower all the way down. You don't have to go up too high, just to the point that feels comfortable for you. We're going to do that a couple of times. So go through the same sequence of movement, pressing down through the feet first. Feel the lower back lift lightly away from the ground. So you send the knees forward, squeeze the inner thighs in, press the outer heels outwards. Exhale, lower down. All the way back down onto the lower back. And last time, press down through the feet. Lift, reach through the knees, squeeze inner thighs, press outer heels outwards. Feel the weight shift back towards your shoulders. Breath here. This time, hold. We're going to start to walk the feet away, just as far forward as feels comfortable, without lowering the back onto the ground. You might come up onto the heels, stay lifted, and then walk the heels back in towards you till you feel like you can bring the feet back down onto the ground and lift up. Do that a couple of times, walking forward. You don't have to stretch the whole body out, just come to wherever feels like, yep, I'm working here. Or you could come all the way down to the heels, lifting up, make sure the lower back feels safe. Walking the feet back and in towards you. Keep the hips lifted. See if you can press down into your left leg. Lift your right knee in towards the chest. Keep both hips lifted. Exhale, lower the right foot down. Press into the right foot. Bring the left knee in towards you. Exhale, lower that foot all the way down. Keep both hips lifted. Last one, bring the right knee in towards the chest. Exhale, lower down. We're stabilizing through that standing leg. Press into the right foot. Lift it up in towards you. Exhale, lower down. All the way down onto your back. Slow release. Take a couple of breaths here. Releasing any tension. Deep breaths into the lower belly. Good. And then you can roll over to your side. Press yourself all the way up into a tabletop position. So hands and knees. Take a moment just to organize yourself. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. See if you can feel as though the tailbone is lengthening downwards. So you have a little string coming out through the bottom of the pelvis, pointing straight down towards the earth. Round into the upper back space. Take the chin in towards the chest. Then as you inhale, begin the movement from that lower back space. So the pelvis tips up, belly drops down, the chest draws forward and through. Maybe lift the chin slightly. Feel a gentle stretch through the front of the throat. See if you can draw your shoulder blades back towards your back pockets. Exhale to round, tucking tailbone, lengthening it downwards, pressing the hips forward so you feel the abdomen slightly switching on. And then exhale, round out, Lifting, tailbone, belly button drops. Chest draws forward and through. Shoulders draw back towards the back pockets. Exhale to a neutral position. Reach the crown of the head directly forward. Feel as though your sitting bones are extending straight back. Feel your ribs soften up and in, so the spine is really in this neutral position, almost like taking all the curvature out of your spine. And then extend back through your right leg. Just reach back through the heel at first. Take a little look back so that you can just see your toes, so your hips are in one line. We're not lifting the hip too high. And then bend your right knee so the leg doesn't lift, it just stays exactly as it is. And then we're going to lift the sole of the foot towards the sky for 1, 2, 3. Just go as high as feels comfortable. Try to avoid bending the back. Keep it nice and straight. 4 and 5. Good. And then really tiny pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release your right knee to the ground. Give yourself a little moment to release any tension you might be feeling there. And then we'll take it to the other side. So left knee, leg extends back first just to get that nice hip alignment. So you can look back, do your little test, see that you can just see the tips of your toes. And then bend the knee so the leg stays where it is, hips are in the same plane. And then we're lifting and lowering for 5, 4. It's like the sole of the foot is trying to reach towards the ceiling. 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then small pulses for 8 seconds. You can do more than 8 pulses, obviously. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently release that knee down. Take the knees wide, big toes touching. Sink the hips all the way back towards the heels. Take your forehead all the way to the earth. And breathe here. Relax the shoulders. Bring your awareness to your glutes. Just notice how they're feeling. And then slowly rise all the way back up to your tabletop. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees, send the hips up and back into a down dog, a little bent knee down dog. And then start to walk your feet all the way forward to the top of your mat. Take a little bend in your knees when you rise, so you feel nice and balanced. Forehead reaches towards the ground. Relax the shoulders. The knees, upper body folding, relaxing forward. And then press down into the feet. Reach the arms forward, sink back. Feel the inner thighs squeeze towards one another. Feel the lower belly draw up and in. Sitting bones reaching towards the earth. Reach up. Get length through the spine. Exhale, shift the weight over into your left foot. See if you can lift your right foot away from the ground. Lower the right foot down. Press down into that right foot. Lift up. Exhale, lower the foot all the way to the ground. We'll swap it over. Try to keep the deep bend in your knees. Good. Gently lower the right foot. Lift the left. Swap sides. Over and back. Gently release. Then reach forward. Sink the hips back. Really far back. Lift the heels. Sink back and down so you're like almost sitting onto your heels. Keep reaching forward. Sit the bum to the ground. Sit all the way back. Maybe you arrive up into your boat pose. Feel the backs of the thighs parallel to the ground. Sorry, backs of the calves parallel to the ground to lift through the lower back. Exhale, gently release the soles of the feet to the ground. Cross one foot over the other. Take the hands in front. Press it back into your downward facing dog. Calm breath here. Soften the middle ribs in towards you. And then walk the feet forward once again. Sit the hips back, coming back into that chair pose, Utkatasana, squeezing inner thighs in. Feel the glutes switch on here. You're going to lift the right foot away from the ground. This time you're going to see if you can reach it forward a little bit, and then back, then lean forward as that right leg stretches back. Reach forward through the arms, press down through the left standing leg. Good. You might be able to take your hands to the ground to support you, or you can keep reaching forward or back. Back leg is just at the same level as your front thigh. Exhale, lower that right foot down. Take an in-breath, lift the arms up, bend into your front knee. Take a small bend into your right knee, reach forward, hop forward, back into your Utkatasana or chair pose. Sitting bones down. Shift the weight into your right foot. See if you can reach your left foot forward. Shift the weight back as you bend your left knee, send it back, reach it back. It can be high or low. Your hands can be wherever you need them to be. Try to keep your hips level. You can even take your hands onto your hips, make sure they're at the same height. Lower your left foot down lightly. Lift the arms into your lunge, front knee stacking over front ankle. Good, and then a little bend into your left knee. Come forward, step back into your chair pose. Bring the hands to the heart and lift up. Relax the shoulders. Good. Take a slow fold forward, chin to chest. Roll the body forward and down. Hands to the earth. Step back. Knees to the ground. Come all the way to your belly. Hands both sides of your ribs. Take a little breath here, forehead to the earth. Then press into the ground. Send yourself all the way back into your child's pose. Relax the forehead down. Walk the hands in towards you to come to seated. And then you can sit over onto one hip or the other, it doesn't matter which one. Coming back through to a comfortable seated position. Take a moment here, relax your shoulders. Feel the crown of the head lifting. Close the eyes. Allow yourself to come into the felt sensation of the body. Just noticing how you are after your practice. Lightly bring the palms to touch front of the chest. I bow forward to you. So thank you so much for joining me in today's practice. I look forward to seeing you next week. If you have any comments or questions, as always, please feel to pop them below. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye.